Good morning, everyone, and Shavua Tov. When I arrived in Palm Beach many years ago, Sandy Kuvan of blessed memory said to me, Rabbi, never confuse the land of milk and honey with the land of sand and money. In this week's Torah portion, God describes the land of Israel as a land flowing with milk and honey. And the question is, what is unique and specific about milk and honey that it's attributed to the qualities of the land of Israel? In addition to Israel physically being blessed with those physical qualities, milk and honey represents two very spiritual paradigms. The first one is milk. When a mother has a newborn baby, she is gifted milk in her breast to feed the baby, the child. But the way it works is that the more the mother shares her milk with the child, the more the mother receives a replenishing and an infusion of milk. But if the mother withholds her breast milk, then the milk ultimately dries up and stops flowing. And so too spiritually, the idea of milk represents the idea that in life, the more you give, the more you receive. The more God replenishes and refills your resources. What is the idea of honey? Of course, bees produce honey, but bees also have a sting. But when you were a child and a bee started buzzing around you started to run away, your mother or your father told you, don't worry, the bee won't sting you unless it feels threatened. Just don't do anything, the bee will leave you alone. And so too, the land of Israel represents a society, a nation that is busy buzzing around and creating honey. That's its purpose, that's its focus. And only when it's attacked, when it's harmed, when it's threatened, does Israel utilize its ability to sting. And these are the qualities of milk and honey spiritually that the Torah is referring to. Indeed, in this week's Torah portion, we find the verse, for man does not live by bread alone, but by the word of God. What the Torah is telling us is that people focus on bread, on material sustenance. But life is not just about living by bread alone, but having a purpose to be like the milk, a giver. And God will replenish you materially as well, so you can give even more. And to be like the bees, to be busy making and producing honey and sweetness, and only, as the IDF says, being in Israel Defense Forces, only harming others when it's a matter of self-preservation and self-defense. Having just returned from Israel, I've seen this firsthand, how Israel is a society like the milk and honey, which gives, which produces, which spreads sweetness, not just in Israel, but beyond its borders throughout the entire world. Henry Kissinger was known to be a perfectionist, always seeking excellence. And there's a story that once one of his young staffers, he asked them to write a speech for him. The young staffer submitted the speech, and Henry Kissinger responded and wrote to the person, is this the best you can do? And so the staffer went back to rework the speech and improve it, and sent it in to Henry Kissinger, to which the response came back again, is this the best you can do? And this happened a third time and a fourth time. And finally, the young staffer came into his office frustrated and said, I've rewritten the speech so many times, I've done the best I can. I've examined every single word, there's nothing more I could do to improve it. To which Henry Kissinger said, well, if that's the case, now I'll read it. So too in life, the most important question is, what is this the best I can do? Not, is this the best I can get? And when we focus on our giving, then we benefit from the blessings that God will grant us to be a resource, to be a source of blessing, of sweetness, of milk and honey in our daily lives to everyone that we encounter. Have a wonderful day.